Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Seeing that you guys do like this type of video where I kind of just ramble on about sort of what I'm collecting, what I think maybe is a good buy, or what I think might be worth investing in. So I decided to make another video, and this time showcasing some of the Level.X Pokemon cards that I've been collecting. So I'm a huge Level.X fan, to preface. I've been, this is sort of my era. I was collecting these cards when I was a kid, so do keep in mind that I might be a little biased in that direction, and that, I'm just a guy on the internet expressing my opinions for these cards. So, these are just my opinions, not financial advice, but, hear me out. I do think that it is, very cool pieces, and I think there could be some upward potential. And so yeah, I'll give a bit of a background. So I guess I'll showcase some of my cards while I'm talking about these type of cards. So these Level.X cards, they started in the Diamond and Pearl era, and they went all the way into the Platinum era in 2009. So from the best of my understanding, that these cards are typically especially the earlier eras in the 2007, so the Diamond and Pearl base, and all the way into the first, I believe, few Diamond and Pearl sets, the pull rate was only about 1 to 2 per box. So what this means is that these cards are actually relatively rare, since they were kind of hard to actually obtain. So they're like our modern day alt arts. What's very interesting about these cards is that although the PSA 10 do hold quite a high premium, I think the PSA 9 is quite cheap, perhaps even undervalued. So a lot of these cards that I'm showing, you can pick them up for sub $100. So like, for example, these cards are notoriously hard to grade due to their massive sort of hollow foil patterning, their silver borders making them very susceptible to scratches. And a lot of times they come out of the pack sort of damaged. So this is actually one of the tin promo cards. If you actually look at the pop reports, the PSA 10 is very low for these ones, especially a lot of these promos, including this one as well. And actually, no, in general, Level.X PSA 10 pop reports are quite scarce. However, the promos are actually, I think, might be harder to grade, just because back in the day when, these were actually sitting in the tins, the edges of this card was sort of held down by two pieces of plastic or cardboard, so that really bends the corners a lot of times. I think I've seen a lot of YouTube videos out there that the moment they come out of their tins, they're already damaged. So this was another tin promo. I actually had this one as a kid, so I feel like finding these promos that are in mint condition is actually quite a hard task to do. So that's why I think, given how hard it is to actually grade them, they do hold a type of premium. And then, so that's for mainly the promos, but then, so a lot of these actual ones that you can pull, I feel like, they are quite old now. So there are, what is this, like 16 years old now, these Pokemon cards. And then they're also, quite rare back then. One like this was maybe 1 or 2 per booster box. The booster box prices now are going for thousands of dollars for these types of cards. And the chances are, even if you pull them pack fresh, a lot of times the condition is maybe PSA 9 quality at best. I would say a lot of times they even grade lower than a PSA 9. Just because, it's so hard to grade these. Like, there's so much hollow foil. So even the ones you see raw online, I find that a lot of them, although they say it's mint, they're actually not considered a PSA 9 quality. I feel like the back, a lot of them get easily chipped. So yeah, even if you see the PSA 10 versions of these cards, they don't look that perfect, to be honest. So that's why I've been only buying up the PSA 9s, since I think they are a very good bang for your buck. You are getting a really minty copy. Pretty much, I would say this is like as pack fresh of a card as you can get for, literally sub $100. Another point that I wanted to make is that these cards, we saw with the recent boom or the hype of Pokemon, the sort of WotC era cards were really the WotC era cards really increased in prices. And I think that could be attributed to the fact that most people that were in the hobby back then are now more financially independent. However, I think, the level X generation of collectors, including myself, I think we're still sort of on the rise. I think a lot of us are only just getting back into the hobby. And so, and then I feel like our disposable income is sort of increasing at this time. However, it has not peaked yet, hence why I think a lot of actual level X collectors that will connect with these cards have yet to return to the hobby yet, since they're still not quite at that nostalgic age, I feel. And so I think that's why, we see the majority of the collectors that got back into the hobby with disposable income are in that older age bracket, which falls in that WotC era. So I should note that the earlier Diamond and Pearl sets, including especially Diamond and Pearl base, for example, the pull rate is about 1 to 2 level X cards per booster box. However, with the later series such as Arceus, the pull rates did increase. So I think there were reports of 3 to 6 level X Pokemon cards per booster box, which does sort of make them a bit less rare. But at the end of the day, me personally, I really enjoy these cards. I think they're great. Like, they're super nostalgic for me. Again, I'm probably really biased. I think some people might not like this type of art. But for myself, I just can't get enough of it. And yeah, so I feel like, especially at the prices they are going for right now, a lot of them, sub $100 US, for example. I think it's a really nice buy for me. It looks great on display. And I think as time progresses, the sort of younger generation of collectors will sort of gravitate towards what they collected as a child. And I think that would be, sort of the EX era now, and then the level X era. So I think a lot of collectors might be coming back to sort of find these cards. And I know that these cards are quite hard to actually grade yourself. I tried before. It is a very tough process, just because, it's so susceptible to scratches. So I really enjoyed collecting the graded 9 copy. So I think you can't actually get every level X card in a PSA 10, since there are some cards that don't have a PSA 10 pop report. And yeah, that's pretty much the video that I wanted to just talk about today briefly. I hope you guys enjoy this. Please consider using my eBay affiliate link in the description below to support the channel at no extra cost to you. And yeah, please like and subscribe if you did enjoy this content. Take care, everyone. Peace.